Hello, so I got a little problem with the sun at the moment, and basically they post a lot of stuff on Facebook, and it's all a load of tat and rubbish, and there's this story here, Ratatouille, so you're guessing it must be about a rat, and it says, Tesco shopper burst into tears after finding dead mouse in her pasta. Well, I'd be delighted to find that, because you can do some nice little DJing for me, so that's a nice little joke, but finding a dead mouse. Rat. Mouse. Two different things. So it apparently says that this lady called Emma, she bought some pasta that cost 70p from a local Tesco in Lanarkshire. Fair enough, that's all fine. Newlywed, whatever it is, she's a newlywed again for some reason. Must be something special with that, I don't know. And it reminds you that she only paid 70p for the pasta, which is very regular in Tesco and other stores, because pasta's so bloody cheap. And it's all made in the same place in Italy as well, most of it at least. And she found a rotting mouse inside. So let's have a look at this rotting mouse that she found inside of it. So, do you know something weird about this picture? If you're going to cook pasta, you pour it straight into the pan and add the water after, or you can add the water before, but it's usually best to add it after, so all the pasta gets covered with water rather than the pasta floating. But it's in like a bowl. That's not a hob, and it's not a pan. And if it is a pan, it's the wrong type of pan, because that looks like a wok, if anything. And wok's for cooking Chinese food, not pasta. But, yeah, pretty big mouse. I don't think you'd be able to not see that through the packaging. And if it was a rat, then you definitely wouldn't, because it would be only a rat that fits in the packaging. So she claims that she found this in her spiral pasta. Okay, so it's spiral pasta now. It's not called fusilli anymore, it's called spiral pasta. Because it's in little spirals, not fusilli. So whatever. Apparently, she felt sick to the stomach after making a discovery on September the 18th. Or September 18th. So did she find out next year in September? Or does it mean the 18th of September this year? Because that's a bit of a gap, because it's now the 28th of October. Well, as I'm recording this video, so it's a bit of a different gap there. She said she spelled nothing like it before, and that it made her cry when she opened it. Oh no! She cried over it. Seemed to be pasta with a mouse in it, apparently. I don't think most people do that. There's actually a comment at the bottom that I saw. If I quickly shoot down there, and they pretty much say it as it is. They say, burst into tears, come off it. She would have sworn and taken it back to the shop, surely. Exactly, that's what any proper person would do if they found this type of thing. And then it said it put her off her pasta for life, so she'll never eat pasta again. So Tesco are now a business of pasta, apparently, because this lady doesn't like it no more. Little wedding picture there, picture of a random Tesco. I'm pretty sure that's not the Lanarkshire store, but it may be. Oh, it says it is. So it's from Emma's Ben's Hill store. This one here, which still look the same, to be honest. And then it says, I've not touched pasta since, it makes me so sick. I could maybe eat it in a restaurant. Wink, wink, Tesco pay for me a restaurant meal. But I've been completely put off it at home. So, she'd happily eat this pasta in a restaurant where you don't see it get prepared. There's been rumours of like chefs spitting in food and all little bits and bobs going on in restaurants. You see these little star ratings, and some are 3 stars, some are 5 stars, some are 1 star. So they're not always accurate. So there have been cases where people have had 5 stars on their restaurant, but they've actually had really bad kind of like hygiene in the place, because they get it all nice and clean for when the inspector comes, but as soon as the inspector's gone, it goes back to normal, and everything's everywhere and everything's a mess. You got your chicken on the floor, you got whatever this there, whatever. But yeah, so she's happily eats it in a restaurant, but not at home where she's preparing it herself and can see it's all clean. Not even if she likes buys it as Sainsbury's or somewhere else, because that's going to be different pasta, because it's all made in separate little factories. Not. And there's actually been a BBC programme lately where they show you how they make pasta, and it's in one place in Italy. They make literally all the pasta for all the world, basically. There is obviously a few other like places where it is made, but this is like the main heart of where the pasta's made. And yeah, I found it quite funny. So she obviously complained to Tesco, and they give her a letter back, which is right here. If you want to read that, feel free to pause. But basically, they offered her £10, and she said they haven't even apologised. That's all they want. But it's right here in the letter that they did apologise, and first of all, would like to apologise on behalf of both the company and our supplier. So they did apologise right there, right that little bit there, and I don't see why she's not thought that she's had an apology if that's it. And the £10 there, I'll get onto that right now, because they spoke to the Sun, Tesco's spokespersons, and they said, "We were very concerned to hear of this incident and have fully investigated it with our supplier. Following extensive tests and analysis, we are confident that the pasta was not contaminated when it was produced or packed, and given Emma a gesture of goodwill, which is the £10, to thank her for her patience while we looked into the matter." So, basically what they're saying is, you're lying. That's the fact of the matter. They're either saying you're lying, or maybe the mouse fell into it after you put it into the bowl or pan, whatever that's meant to have been in the picture, or wok, should I say. And basically, she's also made £9.70 off this. £9.30, off this, because she paid 70p for the pasta. She most likely got that refunded, so she probably made a full tenner back. So, and there maybe even double the difference in the store where she went back to. So that would give her £1.40. So maybe she got £11.40 out of this. And she obviously got a £10 voucher. That is more than enough, in my opinion. There's no real loss to her, because I don't think she had to go off work for post-traumatic stress or anything like that for seeing a mouse in a bit of pasta. So I don't know what else she wanted, and she said that all she wanted was an apology. See? Here. But like I say, the apology was right here. Would like to first apologise on behalf of Tesco and the company that make the pasta. And obviously pack it too. So, I don't really understand what is in the Sun's interest of news. There's been many a times when terrorist attacks are happening around the world. Literally every news station's on the terrorist attack, but what do they decide to report? Which is nice and refreshing that they don't all go for the terrorist attack and give that daylight, because there's no real need to. But what do they decide to report on the news, on the Sun? They decide to report how Harold got a shoe stuck on his nose or something stupid like that. Obviously not that exactly, but somewhere along that kind of path. So yeah, that's the Sun for you these days. They used to be a crap newspaper, well, tabloid, not even tabloid, comic strip as some people call it, but they've got 10 million times worse. So that's that. Thanks very much for watching, and goodbye.